Oh, hey guys. Well, what a day. Where do we start on this video? I'm editing this video up. I've lost footage, and I've never filmed in pretty much when I was filming this video, it was anywhere from 0 to 6 degrees, and I think there was a spot where I was at 3 degrees outside. And this GoPro does not like that cold, and it did not store onto the SD card. It just was like this. It was really choppy, and I don't know what happened. So there's some bits and pieces I tried to film, so you guys could, if this problem, you're searching on YouTube right now and you're coming across this video. What do I do, James? Well, this is what you do. At the end of this video, watch the beginning of what happened, my symptoms of what's going on. And at the end of the video, I'll bring you back in and I'll go step by step of what happened and how I fixed my truck. And it took 2 days. All you new subscribers out there, hit the like, hit the subscribe, turn on the notification bell to stay tuned and up to date for Super Duty content right here at Central Oregon Shenanigans. I'm tired. I am beat. I feel like I've been beat with a wet pool noodle, or even worse, maybe a crowbar. Tomorrow it's finally gonna warm up to like 24. But it's been single digits for days. So keeping everything. Getting the diesel trucks ungelled. And 2, property maintenance and keeping the dogs alive, the kids alive. It's been exhausting. And I only use wood heat. So waking up one time a night at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to stoke the stove in the house and out in the shop. What a process. But I'm rambling on. Enjoy the video. Watch the video, or if you just want to skip to the end of the video, there's going to be another clip. Let's talk about exactly what I did to fix the truck. All right, guys, just a little clip. We had the really bad cold spell here, and I assumed, which I always ask, but people are lying nowadays and not being truthful, that this tank of diesel was winterized, and it's not. So now we're on the side of the road, gelled. And it is 6 degrees outside right now. This was plugged in all night. It fired up fine. I was running down the road and I started losing cylinders. Let's see what happens here. Elijah, my son's driving now. He came and rescued me and Rosie. It's running. Let's keep it running. See if it'll run for a little bit. Let's add our treatment. And I'm gelling again. Here she's not happy. I'm in low range 4-wheel drive and I'm barely moving. I got off the highway. Fuck me. I think I got it off the main highway, and I'm in a little small community here in Terrebonne. The road's not very busy. Just needed to go to the store. I guess you should have stayed home. It's pissing freaking diesel. Could be fuel filter. Picked up some junk, water, I don't know. The 911's it's gonna take it a minute to get through the never film problems like this. I know I don't, you know, I don't know when it's gonna happen, so I'm on my cell phone. But oh man, this is dumb. This is really dumb. I've got Elijah coming back. We're gonna have to just tow it home. I'm done dicking with this in the cold weather. It comes down to this sometimes, guys. Calling it a day. Taking the truck that's running. Elijah's got his license now. This was really convenient. Shelby is homesick. My wife. Elijah's to the rescue with his new driver's license capabilities. Gonna be on the truck here, the trailer shortly, and 6 degrees out right now. It's the first time that she's been on the trailer. Go ahead and put it in park. I've got the angle screwed up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I ain't having it. I wouldn't even have came into town today, but we needed just a couple little things, and I wanted to make sure something drove after the big storm. I think you got your shit squared away, and Mother Nature gets you. Or the guy at the fuel station that tells you that diesel's winterized, he lied. He lied bad. Now let's go home and screw around with Shadow. I gotta get something running. Rowdy's down, and I'm not messing with it till Wednesday, I don't think. Yeah. I know you guys haven't seen it yet, but this truck got semi-truck gas put in, or diesel in it. Uh-oh. She might be gelled too. Yeah, everything else is broken and gelled, but this one, I think it's gonna work. Day 2 of being gelled. I gotta go find the GoPro, so I'm not filming this on my phone anymore. Anyway, let's see the temperatures. 8 and 57 in the shop. Sweet. Well, not sweet, but sweet. This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Day 2 of ungelling Rowdy. Elijah's got a heater back there. We got a heater up here, and I'm trying to get the fuel lines unthawed. Don't let your diesel gel. After all of this, it's running, guys. Uh-oh. All right, so you watched the video. First off, I'm going to give some tips. So the tips I have are, if it gets below 10 degrees outside, diesel gels is kind of what I've been researching online. So 10 degrees for a long, 9, 8, 7, negative. You want to make sure you're putting in winterized diesel fuel. And, I was lied to. Hey, is your diesel winterized? Oh, yeah, it's winterized. Well, they lied to me. So, Diesel 911, you saw it in the video of a case of it. It's a red bottle. It says 911 diesel treatment. Read the direction on the back. I went a little overboard with the gelling. With it, I put in twice the amount I should have. I don't think I'm going to hurt anything. I'll let you know if I do, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So I put in twice the amount recommended in my truck, but you're going to want to put that in prior to the storm or the low temperature storm, whatever you're dealing with. You're going to want to get that in your tank, sloshing around and in your fuel lines before it happens. You don't want to get home, throw it in there, and just go to bed and it just be in your tank. You want to circulate it through your lines and into your motor through your injectors. So, symptoms. I started my truck up that morning and let it idle for 30 minutes while I was finishing plowing my driveway out to the gate. It was idling, getting the heat going, getting all the ice off the windows. 30 minutes, okay? I put the four-wheeler back in the shop. I closed the shop door. I grabbed my coffee. I jumped in the truck and headed to town. I made it 6 miles down the road after idling that long. And it started to run a little rough. And I'm like, that's weird. That's never happened before. I looked down at my temperature gauge and I'm thinking, am I running cold? What's going on? And then I started to accelerate up a hill, and it immediately lost a cylinder. Then it lost two. Then it lost three. You can feel them each time one loses. I'm like, what's going on? I've never had a diesel gel before. So I pull off the road and let it idle. And for some reason, it built up enough fuel pressure to get me going again. So I knew right away, like, I was like, okay, I'm gelling. Because I heard other people, oh, I've gelled. I saw it on Facebook, I'm gelling. I'm like, this never happens around here. Well, since COVID and Bidenomics, things have changed. And I think people are cutting corners because, you know, kerosene or any type of additive to throw in diesel fuel. And it hasn't been cold in this region like this in a long time. I think people are just lying and charging for the winter diesel to kind of make up profits a little bit, but that's a different story. So I limped it over to the hardware store in Terrebonne, and they had injector treatment for, you know, cleaning injectors. They didn't have anything, but I bought the bottle of injector treatment. I threw it in. Got it idling decent at the parking lot. Like, we're talking, it's coming and going, you know, at this point. And I got it all the way around to Highway 97, the busy highway, and I go to pull out, and it just dies right in the middle of the busy highway. And luckily, most people are staying home. If it was a normal day, it would have been a shit show. But here I am. I'm on the phone with Elijah, my son, and he's like, I told him to stay home. Like, you're not driving. 2 days with his driver's license, and we get snow and ice, and I just tell him, drive safe and get your butt over here. And when he had his permit, he never got to really drive on crappy roads. We didn't get the experience. So he actually took his driver's license on packed snow and ice and passed with a 94%. So good job, son. But anyway, I got it to start again off the highway. I pulled off the side of the road. He met me there. We locked up the truck. We went to town. I got diesel. Went around all the parts stores. Nobody had it. Finally, Walmart had an end cap. If you went back to the normal section, there was nothing on the shelf. But the end cap had a case. I grabbed the case, checked out. It was like $103 for 8 bottles of diesel 911. But I'm like, well, I put it on the shelf. I got it. I'm going to start treating my diesel. Got back to the truck, and that's where I brought you guys in. That was the first part of the video. I put the diesel additive in the tank. After I started, and it's idling smooth in the video, and I'm like, okay, it's warmed up a little bit outside. You know, I've got the additive in. It's going to pull right through the pump. We're good. We got this. So I sent him back home. I get back on the highway. I don't make it maybe a mile down the road, and I start, same thing, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3. I pull off the road, and that's where I brought you back in on the second time, where I'm in low range. I had no power to power it in 4x high to go forward anymore. So I'm in low range, and now I'm down to like maybe a couple cylinders firing, and it's just barely moving, and then it just gives up the ghost. And Elijah comes back, grabs me. We just leave it in the middle of the road. There was a neighbor that came out. He's like, this isn't a busy neighborhood. I'll keep an eye on it. Big shout out to him. Thank you. I don't know if you watched the channel or not, but went home, got the new car trailer, and that's, you know, got it home. Didn't do anything that night. Didn't do it all. I was just going to leave it on there, and then we've, like, discovered everything's gelled here. The wife's Excursion, Shadow. The only thing that's not gelled is the new truck, which you got to see a little taste of. That's going to be the next episode after this one, I think. Poppy drove that the other day, and he took it to Chevron. They winterized their diesel. So, and then Elijah's, I got his diesel at the Pilot in Madras, which is a semi-truck facility. So they know better. And so his diesel was good to go. So thank God. That's why I guess you got multiple vehicles. Fill them at different, spots. So day 2, we got the truck home. Day 2. First thing you need to do when you get it home is you need to put it, get heat to it. I mean, unless you've got a day coming up that's above 15, 20 degrees, it's, getting almost to 30 degrees. You need the truck. Drive something else, it's easier. But if you don't, get a heater, like a buddy heater, and get it right under the fuel pump. And you're going to don't catch your truck on fire. I'm going to stress this right now. You need to keep an eye on it. Fire extinguisher right there. That's what I had. And I put a buddy heater underneath there, as you see in the video, right under the fuel pump. Plug your block heater in. Block heater, battery chargers. Get them on your batteries. Get those batteries hot. Get heat under the fuel pump, and then get heat under your tank. I had another propane burner under the tank. Dangerous. This is very dangerous, but do this at your own risk. Fire extinguisher on hand, and you don't want to get your tank too hot. It will boom. But that's what I did, and then I took a heat gun and followed the lines with the heat gun on high all the way to the fuel pump, all the way back down. All the way to the tank, all the way back to the fuel pump, all the way back down, back and forth. I pulled, another thing you got to do is, this is what I did, I don't know if it helped me or not, is I pulled my fuel filter out so I could watch when my son hit the key if it was making fuel in the fuel bowl. And also, once I started making fuel, I just went ahead and pulled the drain, the water drain at the bottom that drains off the 7.3. I pulled that open so we could watch it under the truck, and I just on, off, and ran the fuel pump until I got fuel circulating. Once I got fuel circulating decent enough, and I was making fuel, at first it was kind of making it, then not, then making it, then not. I shut the fuel, the valve on the back, I shut that off. I put a new fuel filter in it, and then I turned the key on, off, popped the cap, and I heard a bunch of air, screwed it back on again, cranked on it, she fired. I tried to film all that, and I had it on, I swear the camera, just the cold temperatures, but anyway, fired it up, and it came back to life, and I idled it I actually ran the motor for 3 hours. I just let it sit there and circulate, and I ended up, you only need, for the amount of gallons I had on board, I put the whole bottle in, and I'm just like, I don't care. I cannot have this truck F up, because it's night right now. We're -3 degrees. My wife's, I did the same thing. Heat, fuel pump, heat under the tank. Hers came back to life a little bit easier. I didn't have to get under it, but it also warmed up to about 18 degrees outside. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but hers fired up, got the 911 through it, drove it, it's good to go, it's plugged in right now. That is my recommendations on how to ungel a diesel tank. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this end of the video. Anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and this is your one-stop shop for Super Duty content. And I'm going to get this out for you guys hopefully tomorrow. Good night. Where was I?